First and foremost, I give God all the glory for the dream that I'm about to share. This dream started out at a friend of my husband's house. I was there with my husband and my children. My husband was with his friend behind the house working on a vehicle. He's always helping friends with vehicles, so this is normal. And in the dream, I was with my children, and we were by this cage with birds, like chickens and turkeys and things. In that time, in real life, his friend did not have any chickens or anything. He did not have a cage for them. But last time that we actually visited him, he now does have chickens and turkeys and a cage for them. It's really cool to see that from my dream too. But so my children and I were looking at the birds, and there was this great earthquake. Literally, like the whole world was just grabbed and like shook up and down. And I saw this big tree. I was afraid of the tree falling on us, and so I didn't know what to do. I just got my kids down on the ground quick, and I grabbed them and pulled them to my sides and was covering them with my arms. And it was really quiet and really still. And I looked up, and Jesus was standing right in front of me. He was wearing this long white robe. Like, just the color of it was as if it was light itself. It was just glowing. It was beautiful. I saw his feet. His arms were stretched forward. His hands were face up. And his face was like emanating this great, brilliant white light, so bright I couldn't see any facial features. And behind him was this really, really bright light. I couldn't see anything behind him, any trees, any grass or anything. All I saw was this bright, bright light shining out from behind him. And I didn't hear him speak any words to me, but in my soul, I could feel him calling me. Like I knew it was time for me to go with him, and it was like the rapture. And my children and I started to get up, and I was so like overwhelmingly excited and happy. And I turned around and looked, and my husband and his friend were laughing and joking and just working on the rig still, as if they hadn't noticed anything. Like they didn't even see us over there with Jesus. And I turned and looked at Jesus again. I desperately wanted to go with him. But I was so torn because I also love my husband, and he was not paying attention and wasn't going with us. And it was a really, really hard thing. I woke up and I laid there in bed next to my husband. I didn't know how to tell him about my dream. I didn't even want to tell him about my dream. I was getting tears in my eyes, trying so hard not to cry, and eventually I just broke down and told him about it. And it was a powerful message to him because he was at the time battling with things in his life that I didn't know about. And everybody goes through times when they fall away from their walk with the Lord. And I didn't realize at this time that he was falling away. And so he thought about it for the next couple years. He thought about it a lot. And to me, there's more than just a message from my husband in that dream. It's about everybody who believes in the Lord, to make sure that you are constantly awake, constantly ready, always looking for his return, because he's going to come. And don't be caught off guard or missing out because you are caught up in your own life and your own things and hanging out with your buddies and doing all the fun things that we think the world has to offer us. You've got to be always ready, on guard, because Jesus is going to come when you don't realize, and your loved ones are going to go, and you don't want to be left behind. And it's such a hard thing to think that you're going to go to heaven, that Jesus is coming and taking you, and that people that you truly cherish and love are not coming with you. So for those of us that believe that we are staying on guard and trying our hardest to stay on guard, trying our hardest to stay on the right path, it's also important for us to remind our brothers and sisters that Jesus is going to come at a time that we don't know. And it's important that we share the message with everybody, because we don't want to be going and thinking about our loved ones staying behind. I mean, you don't want to think about your brothers and sisters and friends and moms and dads and all these people. You don't want to be imagining yourself going up to paradise and them staying behind in a world of turmoil and tribulation and horrible things, and then the things to come after. So I just needed to share this message with you guys. I hope that it is a blessing to you guys. I pray that it glorifies our God, our Heavenly Father. I thank you all for watching this video.